Shalom, Yasharala. This your brother Dawada, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakakudash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of the great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, Aki, and pushing this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to jump into this here quick little lesson, dealing with the times that we're coming into. We were speaking at camp, and one of the brothers brought up a good point, about in the times that we're living in, basically, like the scriptures say, uh, let me read verse 36 first. Matthew 10 and 36. And a man's foe shall be there of his own household, and we know that the times that we're coming into with this great persecution, and one thing that we have to understand is that, according to the scriptures, we were commanded to arise ye and depart, and that, starts mentally and physically, or mentally and spiritually, detaching from this here world. All right, detaching from the things that we used to do in this here world, hanging out with quote unquote friends in this here world, and doing the things that pertain to this here world, So we've cut off a lot of people, and our heart's desire isn't to this here world. So we don't really find any pleasure, especially waking up to this here truth. You don't find any pleasure in this fake facade of a world, man. All right, all these things, you pretty much are abhorred by these things, man. All right, all the fake things that the people like. Oh, did you see this? This TV show, did you see what happened on Keeping Up with the Kardashians and this and that and so on and so forth? We're not really into those types of things, So we're not really attached to, people in the world. We go to work, we have our jobs, and things like that. Obviously you may know some people in the world still, you might see your neighbor and so on and so forth, your co-workers and everything like that. But nevertheless, the people that we're actually close to, we're not speaking about the brotherhood, because obviously we, that's a different scenario. That's the only people that we really hang out with and enjoy hanging out with. All right. But other than those people, the only other people that we're around, or let me make a little small point on this. According to the scriptures, we're supposed to, we're supposed to be, wise as serpents and harmless as doves. So we're not in this here world. When people see us in the regular world, like at our jobs and things like that, they have an opinion about us, and they know there's something different about us. Whenever we go out, people always, if you in this here walk, you'll hear what people say about you, and it's not what the masses people think on the internet and everything like that. Like I said, I was talking to one of the brothers at my job. 90% of my clients at my job, they all Edomites. All right. And they all have, they'll call back to the actual storefront or whatever, and they call back and give me compliments and get tips and everything like that. They always have great things to say. In fact, I had one of my clients pretty much get mad because they wound up switching up my situation at work, and they was complaining because they wanted me back to work for them right now. And if you know me, you know how I feel about these Edomites, right? But when I'm at work, I don't be going around, oh, you an Edomite and this and that and so on and so forth. Hey, again, we got to be Clark Kent in this here world. So, on that front, from the people that just see us on a surface level like that, they always have great things to say about us, He's a hard worker, very dependable, very calm, very nice, and all these different things, right? So, they try to slander us on the news or anything like that. These people are like, no, not Dave. I don't think he's like that at all, and so on and so forth, But nevertheless, like the point I was getting at is the only people that we're really around besides the brotherhood, right? Which, we all know how we all are, and then the people that we have to be around, like in our everyday walk from work and everything like that, they all have good things to say about us, right? But then when it comes down to the rest of the people that you're around, whether it be your family members, all right, your mother, your father, your siblings, your cousins, and things like this, this is where we're going to start getting this here flack from. All right, let me read this again. Matthew 10 and 36, it says, and a man's foe shall be there of his own household. Now, this is becoming more prevalent than anything. Right now we have this Operation Warp Speed still taking place, all right, where they're trying to get everybody jabbed up and everything like that, all right? And this is going to start causing a great divide amongst, the households and the families and things like that, man. All right, you may or may, let's say you don't live with your relatives, your family, your parents and things like that, y'all get together and y'all maybe having dinner or something like that, and then the conversation comes up about the jab. You find, oh yeah, I gotta go get this jab real quick and blah 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 blah. And you want to try to tell them, hey man, you don't want to be dealing with that, or your mom or your siblings, or maybe it might even be your wife, but or you have a wife and some kids, and then the kids can't go to school because you're advising them not to take that, and then they kind of getting fed up, ultimately, you know, they're going to start thinking and feeling like, oh, they're going to start taking flack because of the things that you're doing. All right, the types of things that you're doing. You know, they have this propaganda machine, the media, all right, that will go out there and slander us and make all kind of lies. Well, it's because these people that don't want to get jabbed up is the reason that everything is, you know, people are still getting sick and everything like that, you know, and real common sense would tell you, you know, like, for instance, the flu shots, right? You get the flu shot, you got kids that go to school, and let's say that every kid in the school, you got 30 kids in the school, and 29 of them get the flu shot, right? But your kid don't get the flu shot. Why would the other 29 students be in fear or afraid of their kids catching the flu from your kid because they ain't got the flu shot? And like, well, I thought you was immune to it already. Why are you worried about me? If anything, I'm the only one that could be able to catch it. But if y'all all got the doggone flu shot, I shouldn't catch it. You know, it's all good. You know, but in reality, you know, like I said, this media and this propaganda tool that they use, you know, they'll pull out, you know, certain things. Well, it's this population that's so hesitant about this. So-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans are the number one people that aren't really for taking this here jab and everything like that, you know, which is setting up a catalyst for a great divide in these households, man. All right, because, you know, my everyday work and life and walking around, sometimes I hear these jakes and they be talking about this, like older people, and they'll be like, man, you know, we can get the jab, we got to get the jab, got to stay safe, got to stay safe. And I'm like, man, I can just only imagine being your kid. You know, you can't tell them nothing. They know every damn thing, but yet and still, they believe in the same government that they was telling me about, that they complain about. Man, you can't trust this government. They always shady, this, and that. But then now all of a sudden you run into them, man. All right. But then, like I said, this is going to cause that great divide in that household, man. So let me read this from verse 32, Matthew 10:32. Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven. And, you know, we're not speaking about these things because of our own imagination. You know, we didn't come up with, you know what, we just feel like we don't want to take the jab and we pushing that agenda because that's what we think. All right, we understand these things according to the scriptures. All right, so now, you know, we're confessing our beliefs and the things that we read about in the scriptures amongst, you know, our relatives, family members, and people that are around us, you know, and then they understand and they know how we get down, basically, right? So it says, verse 33, but whosoever shall deny me before men, him also will I deny before my Father which is in heaven. So this is also going to lead to this here catalyst that I'm speaking about, where, you know, well, I believe that, you know, with the Lord saying this, and that, but, you know, my mom said I need to take this here jab, or she going to disown me, and my father going to disown me, my wife going to leave me and take the kids, you know, so on and so forth, you know. But you have to understand, like, yo, man, you can't deny the Father before men, you know. Verse 34, think not that I'm come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace on earth, but a sword. And, you know, and on a surface level, they would say, oh, y'all supposed to be Christians. Y'all believe in the Bible and everything like that. God will want everybody to love everybody. Well, no, God will want you to follow his law, statutes, commandments, and follow what he tell you to do. All right. But yet you want to be rebellious. All right. And you still want to, you know, you want to be rebellious and you want to sit here and say that you're, you know, so-called following the Lord's will. But that's not the case. All right. The actuality of it is, you know, you're so-called worshiping the Lord with lip service, but not really in truth and in deed. All right. Verse 35, it says, for I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, and a man's foe shall be there of their own household. And like I said, you know, you can kind of play this here scenario out, you know, over at the dinner table. You know, you at the dinner table with your parents and your kids or whatever, your wife, and then now you're talking about these things. You know, you got this news article pop up on TV talking about how everybody got to get jabbed up in order to get this, and they have some resistance in the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American households. Then your parents look over at you. It's like, you know what? You better not be being hard-headed, being rebellious out here. You better listen to what the white man say. You better listen to what the news say. The doctors know better, you know? So what do you and if you say that you truly and honestly believe in the Lord, you're gonna, you know, stand on that truth, all right? Which is gonna start what? A divide in the household, all right? Verse 37, he that loveth more than me is not worthy of me. He that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And, you know, and that's going into, you know, where you're going to put your foot down at, you know. Hey, my mom says I need to do this and so on and so forth, but the Lord say to do this. So this supersedes all of these things, man. You know, I mean, hey, man, the Lord already said he's not coming to bring peace, but division. All right. But nevertheless, like I said, you know, when you're dealing with the people that we're around, you know, you can cross out the brotherhood. Right, you can cross out the people that see us in our everyday walk, as far as, you know, people that see us on surface level, like being at work and things like that. Right, the only people that's close enough to us that really know what we into will be our family, man. They would be the ones that would sit there and be like, you know what, my son is into this. My son is out there preaching about not taking this and that. He gonna be the reason we gonna all get sick and die. You know, so this is where this here divide is gonna start coming from. All right. This is Mark 13, and I'm gonna start at verse 9. It says, "But take heed to yourselves, for they shall deliver you up to the councils, and in the synagogues ye shall be beaten, and you shall be brought before rulers and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them." All right. And so, hey, going into these things, man. All right. Well, let me keep reading. "And the gospel must be first published among all nations." And that's what we're out here doing right now. "But when they shall lead you and deliver you up, take no thought beforehand what you shall speak, neither do you premeditate, but whatsoever shall be given you in that hour, that speak ye, for it is not ye that speak, but the Holy Ghost." That's, the Holy Ghost. And going into these things, we don't have no pre-written script of the things we're gonna say to try to finesse our way out of there. The Spirit is gonna come up to answer all these questions. But ultimately, we're seeing, let me keep reading. It says, "Now the brother shall betray the brother to death, and the father the son. The children shall rise up against their parents, and shall cause them to be put to death. And you shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved." So going into that, being delivered up to the councils and the synagogues. All right, who's going to be the ones that's going to be turning you in? Who's going to be the people that know you enough, to turn you in? Because like I said, the brotherhood ain't going to turn you in. That shit just don't even matter. Like the scripture say, if Satan be divided against Satan, how can his kingdom stand? We not in that mindset, right? So, and the people that, if you walk in, righteously amongst the rest of these people among in the world or whatever, they ain't got nothing but good things to say about you, And if they was to try to plaster your face on the TV and the news and things like that, even your like the scriptures say, how, roughly paraphrasing, a man, that's following after the Lord will even make his own enemies be at peace with him. All right. So even our own, so-called, enemies, like the Edomites, like if prime example, if somebody was to say, "Oh, Dave's a racist," or Dawada's a racist, so on and so forth. He hate white people. Pretty much all of my clients at work would be like, "Nah, I think y'all lying about that. If anything, he's one of the best workers I've ever seen around here, and I prefer him over these Edomites out here working because he's actually doing an honest job and everything like that, man." All right, so they don't have anything bad to say about you. But then the people that know you, that's close to you, all right, and then that jealousy and things like that come in. Go back and look at Joseph and his brothers. The Lord blessed him with some insight, in certain things. And then his brother, "Oh, he think he better than us now. Oh, he think he know better than us." So just imagine that conversation around a table when you have your siblings, your parents, or whatever, and they getting their information, whether it be watching the news, reading some Facebook post or whatever. How these things, this is all conspiracy. We need to be taking these jabs and so on and so forth. Those Hebrew Israelites, they just out there lying, man. Just imagine what that conversation is going to be like around a dinner table, man. All right, those are going to be the people that's close enough to you to know where your locations are at, to know where you living at, and call the police on you, man. They're going to be the ones to turn you in. What was that movie with Johnny Depp? The movie Blow. All right, if you ever seen the movie Blow with Johnny Depp, right? He was a drug dealer and everything like that. But then it came out to the point where he was on a run. His girlfriend pretty much had like cancer or something like that. She wound up dying, but he was about to go to jail. And, instead of going to jail right then and there, he kind of went on a run so he could live out the rest of the days with his girlfriend before she died. She had a short amount of time. But then he was on a run still, and he came to his parents' house, and he snuck in and saw his father. He saw his mother. Well, he saw his father, and then all of a sudden his mother seen him or whatever, and they was embracing and everything like that. But beforehand, she had called the police on his ass, man. And then her excuse was, but you're a drug dealer. You think that the people don't know that you're a drug dealer? And so on and so forth. Not promoting being a drug dealers or anything like that. But hey, at the same time, that was his own mother that called the police on him to get his ass locked up, man. All right. His own mother was the one that called the police on him. And out of her mind, she thought it was for his own good. Right. But hey, nevertheless, let me read verse 13. "And you shall be hated of all, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved." All right. So, hey, going into these things, basically, it's the people that's the closest to you that know you the most. That's going to be your number one enemies. All right. And that's going to be they of your own household. Luke 12:51. "Suppose ye that I've come to give peace on earth? I tell you, nay, but rather division." All right. And this is contrary to popular belief with the Lord, man. The Lord is coming to divide up the world. And it's simple to see, man. The Lord say, look, this is how you should be living. You should be walking this way. And we should all know that this whole world is in wickedness. All right. So when the Lord come with his message, it's not saying, look, I done showed up to earth and so on and so forth. And we like everything just the way it's going, with the GMOs, the obesity, the social media, the twerking and the WAP. We cool with all of that shit, No, that's how the majority of this here world thinks, man. They all in league with those things. So when the Lord came up on the scene, like right now through the Holy Spirit, all right, and starting to tell us, hey, man, you don't want to be in this here facade. You don't want to be dealing with these types of things. You don't want to be sitting out here, cleaving unto this here world, That's going to start bringing division amongst the households, man. All right, we already seen it. We seen it, how do I say, on a smaller level with our families and things like that. You might have went to church with your family all the time. Like, no, I don't want to go to church no more. Now I don't want to eat pork no more. Now I don't want to get edge ups no more. And then they start looking at you like you all weird and everything like that. And they start dealing with you a certain type of way. Or they want to start talking about the Bible and how this and that. And then when you start bringing out scriptures on them, they want to start shutting you down, man. All right, and basically disown you. All right, so there's that division. All right, verse 52. For from henceforth there shall be 5 in one house divided, 3 against 2 and 2 against 3. All right. So hey, that's the people that you're closest with, man, your whole household, man. All right. All divided up over this here one situation, man. You see how households get divided when everybody have their own political opinion about what things should be. If the head of the household was the only person that was able to vote in the household, everybody would have that same political party. But if the mother believe in the Republicans and the father believe in the Democrats, and the son believe in this and the daughter believe in that, and the independent party, so on and so forth, when it comes down to, the elections and the politics and everything like that, they start talking about that over the dinner table. You know what it's going to turn into, right? It's going to turn into a big fight. Oh, well, Donald Trump did this and he's for that, and Joe Biden is for this and that, and the independent is for this and that. How come they don't want this guy in? It's just a big argument, man. All right, that's that division on just that level. How much more of these things where they're making this these policies over the whole, basically the whole globe, man. All right. Verse 53, the father shall be divided against the son against the father, the mother against the daughter against the mother-in-law against the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. All right, and like I said, just imagine this over the political parties, and you can just scale this on up to, when it comes down to this here jab. Right, and we're going to close out here in Revelation 2:10. It says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that you may be tried, and you shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. All right. And so going into these things, man, we understand that there's going to be this here persecution coming down upon the men of the Lord, but who do you think is going to be the ones that's giving you up, man? It's not the people that you're around in your everyday life, like, maybe the Edomites you work with, the Edomites you might work for or whatever, because, if you're walking in the spirit, man, they ain't got nothing but good things to say about you, man. The brotherhood ain't going to turn you in. All right. The rest of the people in the world, you don't hang out with them. So what they don't even really know you like that, man. And your friends that you did have in the world, they all got the same story about you. Oh, Dave, he ain't really with the shit no more. He like preaching and reading the Bible, and don't bring him over here. He's going to start all that preaching shit. So that's that's the type of level that they on, man. But who's going to be the ones that's going to be sitting there, he act like he don't want to get this here jab. Boy, don't you come in this house if you ain't got that jab. You ain't about to get us all sick up in here. You better get on up out of the house with all that bullshit. You ain't about to get us all fucked up, right? That's how, that's what it's going to be like when it comes down to the so-called tipping point, where they're like, look, all right, we got, everybody pretty much jabbed up that we need to get jabbed up, but there's still a small population of these people that's out here that's walking around not jabbed up, and we need to find these people. So if you know any of these people, call up this here hotline. Here's a tip hotline, and then how much more, easier it's going to be if they be like, hey, get you an extra $600 or $1,200 for ringing in this here tip and letting us know about these unjabbed individuals, man, so we can get everything back open. The economy can be back open. You can start back working again. It's your own relatives. It's these people that we can't seem to find, but you know who they are. Go ahead and call us up, and then you can get you a little bit of extra money. We can get them jabbed up. The whole society can open back up, and we can go back to a normal, man. We can, quote unquote, stop wearing these masks, man. All right. And ultimately, this is just the pollution that they're going to try to pollute our people's minds with, just turning their own relatives, man. And when in reality, hey, it's all written in the scriptures, man. But I was going to say, in reality, man, we just trying to show y'all love and save y'all ass, man. But hey, it don't matter, man, because it's all written about in the scriptures. It's all prophesied that these things going to happen. So we can't change that, man. All right, hey, we just have faith in the Lord that the Lord going to deliver us through whatever it take, man, or whatever comes our way, man. That's just the end all be all. But as a warning to those that's out there, man, hey, man, they are your own household. This is why the scriptures say, He that loves his mother or father more than me is not worthy of me, man. All right, because you about to choose the person that's gonna turn your ass in, man. They can't deliver you up. You know, if anything, they're gonna deliver you to go get jabbed up, which could cause your damn death, man. All right, and ultimately, if you take that damn mark of the beast, your ass gonna be missile food, man. All right, but look, you can't flip it around, vice versa. You know, where they can deliver you up to be a persecuted and then thrown into prison, but they can't deliver you up out of the enemy's hand. All right, the Lord can deliver you up out of the enemy's hands, man, and keep you, you know, from being jabbed up and everything like that, man. All right, so the Lord is always the best bet to bet on, man. All right. Revelation 2:10, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that you may be tried, and you shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. All right, so hey, these are the things that we have to look forward to, man. All right, and this is, again, like I said, this is why, it's you know, you got to understand who you're really around and everything like that, man. You know, your family and everything like that. It's not saying that they are all rah-rah with it right now, but we're reading about the prophecies of the things that's coming to pass, man. I gave you the example about, you know, the division over a lot of different political parties, and then in the middle of, let's say in the middle of the elections, y'all trying to have a family dinner. All right, you already see the division there, man. How much more, like I said, when it comes down to them getting back to their normal, getting back to opening up everything, going back out to the club, going back out to their jobs and everything. They want to go back to their freedoms, man. All right, so look, they're going to do whatever it takes to get back to their freedoms, even throwing your ass under the bus, man, and calling the peoples on you, man. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying unto the elect. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that taught us this truth that... and taught us this truth in that rule well. And citation and much love for you, Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth, and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Until next time, I say stay strong. Shalom.